Hey guys. Wait, one more time, how's it go? Hey guys, here in my garage.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's like, hey guys.
Hey guys, here on our back deck in Kauai. This is my bonsai, and I want to teach you how I got this bonsai. That was just a silly intro for whoever knows who we're referencing. Cheers. Cheers, brother. We love you. Anyways, this is day 2. 15, day 2 of vlogging about the 16 or 15 day
We have
countdown
15 days
till the New Year's Evolution Fest. But this is our backyard for the next 15, or next at least 13 days.
Nice
probably.
jungle. I was out here meditating this morning. It was incredible.
But I figured we were just gonna get a little intro to start day 2, and we'll welcome to the rest of the adventures. I have a feeling this will be another big day out here in paradise.
Today is going to be incredible.
This is like the TV
good.
show, like Survivor. Instead of Survivor, it's like Survivor.
Oh, okay. This is a show that you just made up?
Yeah,
okay.
We're on it.
We're on the show.
We're making
this is the reality show.
Welcome to Survivor.
Sir Thriver.
All right, cool. On to the next mission.
Next one. That was weird.
We want to get involved together or not, we need to come out and probably come to this event, and if I can give any wisdom or obviously being an observer and do the best I can to help catalyst it, then I will. And obviously I think if I'm on the island with you, it's always better in person to sit down and, I feel in any of the businesses I've got, if I've got to go down to London, if I've got to go wherever, I like to be sat around a table and really like brainstorming, so it's the chess moves and thought out, and get it in there, we get everybody else and just get it in there. Itself is going to be crazy.
And Tyson right now, actually, she mentioned how she loves the raw, real videos. We're video blogging. The first video blog should be up today, but we're video blogging the 2-week countdown to everything that we've gone through, including Frank J's near-death experience yesterday. So there'll be some real videos, including this part right here, so you can say hi to the video blog. These are Gary and Nicola Rhodes. They were out on our last retreat in Kauai. And we're stimulating new ideas for this next Evolution Fest because they're very wise, and they are good at filling in the gaps. Like sometimes we're a bit of the talent of these events, and it's good to have some business experts. So we're doing some masterminding over this beautiful device known as video chat, international video chat.
Listen, guys.
Frank J. Fried here.
What's wrong, Frank J?
I'm on the phone with the Australian special guest. We'll go ahead and throw you on the website right now and celebrate your coming here. Right back at you. All right, aloha, peace. What do we get? We need a shot of vitamin B.
We need Frank J to talk to us about what he's feeling.
Yeah, what is going on with you?
I'm ready to get out of this house. I don't do well sitting inside all day. I need to move. But that was good. She's awesome. She's completely awesome. You ready to go? Yeah. What's up, everyone? I'm so glad that you guys all made the call. Daniel and I have been putting together. Honestly, personally, I feel like we're just pieces of this huge puzzle, that everybody coming to this event is a leader and a creator and is going to co-create this magical experience. I personally attended multiple events with Daniel and his brothers, and also co-hosted a retreat with Daniel, and the idea of bringing people together and creating a space where you can express yourself, a space where you're accepted for whoever you choose to be, for however you choose to express yourself, for the past, for the future, for your ideas, and for whatever it is, and just allow yourself to express. And the connections that you build over a weekend, personally for me, have been some of the lifelong connections, true brothers and sisters that I've made from these events here. And I've personally seen people's lives transform, where they finally had the opportunity to let go of the past and be this one guy literally born again into a new just a new being, the best version of himself. And really that's what this whole experience is all about, is really just moving beyond the typical idea of a resolution into an evolution. And so personally for me, I'm excited about this. I'm excited to attend, and I'm excited to be in the space with these co-creators. And so, what's going on?
On a side funny note, I imagine the one of the ladies that was the inmates in Orange is the New Black might be in the parking lot here, and I was just I'm like, man, I recognize that girl from somewhere, and now I'm thinking she's one of the main actresses in that TV show, Orange is the New
Oh,
Black.
wow.
Side note, anyways, I didn't want to interrupt Frank J's flow too much, but I'm just thinking, I'm like, whoa, I like that lady. I'm a fan of hers.
That is too funny.
Oh, wow.
Is it her or am I mistaken?
Alright, that totally looks like her.
Oh man, well,
Be the most beautiful people in the world. So I'm totally excited for this and cannot wait
You want to jump in?
to see you all.
if you want to call
Hang out with
Janelle
my
out,
brothers
that's
again.
fine. Just ask her to speak.
Awesome, Josh. Thanks so much for sharing your passion and your heart and kind of elaborating about it. Because the thing is, it's really the emotion. It's the emotion and the feelings and that are sparked during events like this. And we've all attended retreats here, and this is just like a retreat times 10. I mean, 150 people going on adventures and workshops and dancing and playing and being in a space of free expression. I mean, the emotion is what that I feel when you're speaking and when I'm speaking. That brings back the memories that literally stick with us for the rest of our lives. And so, yeah, man, thanks so much for sharing, brother.
And that's a lot of what this festival is about giving what you want to get from others, because the more that you're in this game of the self-development realm or different types of spirituality, it really comes to the core of responsibility and actually giving what you want to receive, the secret of living being giving. And even with breathing, to breathe out what you breathe in, like it can come to a literal level, and it can come to a much larger scale beyond ourselves. And I think that this group of 150 people, by giving our energy to this island, to one of like the epicenters of spirituality and just pure amazingness and nature in the world, that I totally agree with you, Josh Tarnofsky. This could kind of elevate the vibration of the world on a larger scale. Maybe a ripple in Kauai will make huge waves in Asia and the United States. Who knows?
Peace and love, everyone. Make it a great night, and mahalo. How do you say it? What's your little outro line? Aloha.
I don't know, it's mine.
What's your outro line?
People around these parts like to say mahalo and aloha. All right, are we on?
Yeah.
I'm here listening to Dustin Thomas, the musical headliner as of now, or one of the many headliners actually, that's coming to the New Year's Evolution Fest. But he was talking about how, as far as from a biological and physiological and physics perspective, that life can be viewed as in three different forms: positive, neutral, and negative. And how to know your negative, he said, like, find the balance and shine that light and be the light. And that's what I think this, let me turn this down a little bit, but I think that's what we're doing here. We're bringing a lot of light, like we are being light, and we're bringing light. And I've seen that sometimes how the negative, I'm not saying negative in the sense that there's something wrong with it, but just like on an atomic level, positive and negative, the other side, the polarity, the contrast, maybe the absence of the light. I can see it like almost sometimes wanting to leech on somehow, but right now I'm claiming that my own God-given soul signature, infinitely intelligent, divinely brilliant, unavoidably successful, like soul's right, is protected by God and the love of Jesus, and it's around me and around this whole experience because I asked for that. And but I see it sometimes how it wants to poke a hole, and I can watch it and love it. And I noticed myself like getting easily frustrated with like Frank J today about pretty minor things, and I think that we have to see what that is. That's just like a reminder of the contrast of what we're really doing. We're coming together to show people how you can actually thrive beyond agreement-based connections. That you don't have to agree on everything in order to be in a synergistic, like collaborative, real relationship. I think a lot of people think, I've seen a lot of really smart and wise and influential and spiritual people get to the point of really loving the people around them, like to an unconditionally way, as long as they agree with them. But I want to show what it takes, and it's not that tricky. With like the right strategy and the right catalyst and the right perspective, you can move beyond an agreement-based connection right away, like and really fast. It's as fast as you let it. So I'm looking for to that unfolding. I was wanting Frank J to be in the video, but it looks like he got busy, and I got paranoid that they were talking about me for bringing God into the picture, and I'm not sure if they were or not. But that's just some little what's going on in that little shadowy part of me that I decided to love and be light and shine light on. So we're basically doing some masterminding. Maybe you've heard that phrase from some Napoleon Hill works, like Think and Grow Rich, where we discussed what were the most impactful experiences we've ever had on the self-development seminar retreat experience, whether it's a Rob Ross retreat or a Tony Robbins conference or a Teal Swan synchronization workshop or a JP Sears authentic communication workshop or a Tony Robbins business mastery. Like, what was the most impactful moments where there was really no price tag you could put on it? It was just like so valuable. It's like, man, I would have. This is not even, you can't even put money to this. You can take a guess, but this is beyond the value of money. Not even, this is like just so beyond it, it almost kind of breaks through the illusion of what money actually is. And Diana was saying the connections after.
Some of my best friends have come out of these events.
And that's the truth. This is the truth of the matter, that we all actually know each other from these events. That's actually how we all know each other.
You know, sometimes we make fun of it for being like cultish.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes it's just so much easier to communicate with the people that have gone through the process. So when you meet people that haven't gone through it, you're like, it's just easier to talk to the people that have gone through it.
People, like I said, like our goal here is for you to leave with 149 new best friends. And it's amazing how that happens, that sometimes in the moment the people don't even realize that at the retreat, like at the retreats when they're like, oh, I want to leave, or this is too struggle, like this is too scary, or this is too challenging, or this is just awesome and I'm having a great time. They don't really realize the long-lasting impact that it could happen in the moment. And I'm wondering, our question is how do you advertise that? Because it's not a guarantee. And then Tyson turned the camera on, so maybe this is how we advertise it.
And I remember going and looking at the Facebook profiles of everyone going on a Rob Ross retreat, like 10 people, and thinking like, oh man, like there's nobody like my age or no one that I know I'm going to connect with. Doesn't feel like I'm going to be really good friends with any of these people. And then I remember having that moment where I was like sitting there, like something happened, we did a group exercise, and I looked around at the whole group, and I was like, man, I love this group. Like, it couldn't have been any better. I couldn't believe how much I loved the group. And then same on this last retreat I was on with Frank, Jay, and Daniel. I had that moment again where I was like, wow, I love this group. It was perfect. And on that first day, picking everyone up in the airport, I had some of those same feelings, like, oh, like, just judgments and doubts about how well I connect with everybody. And then just always being like, with these exercises and these techniques and just these ways of communicating, I feel like you could bring any group of people together and really build crazy deep connections like you would not ever imagine.
My answer, are you ready for my answer?
Yeah.
So I figured out my answer after hearing everyone's. It hit me. I think my highlight of these experiences, even on our own or other people's, was that there was like a container of how you communicate created. And depending on how high of a capacity that is, like I would say at our retreats, it's super high. Even the Tony Robbins and most of these are based, people are really authentic. Like the people on stage are super authentic, that's how they got there. So it almost becomes like part of the culture, like really authentically communicate and share things that you would typically not be that well accepted in the general society, but they're like embraced. Like, oh yeah, you're struggling with that, like let's talk about that, that's like fun. Or, oh, we disagree on something, let's talk about that, that's fun. Let's talk about what we disagree upon so we can come to some sort of agreement or learn something new or grow. And let's not be afraid of that. And when I'm surrounded by people that are like eating it up, like, yeah, let's figure out how we can become better together. Like, let's just go there. Let's go there and talk about how we can be better and make fun of each other in a fun, playful way. And just that kind of playful, lighthearted, connective, synergizing banter, like at parties, in the gatherings, like in the evening, just like chilling out at night and talking with people and philosophizing, if that's the word I'm looking for. But I think that's my highlight. Having these spaces where it's just like communication is just on the next level. We should like, And do you know the moment I'm talking about? Do y'all know the moment I'm talking about? Like years out, maybe some marijuana was involved, maybe it wasn't, maybe a few glasses of wine were involved, maybe it wasn't. But you were just like out talking with someone in the evening and just like going so deep, and it felt so right to talk about.
times in my life is just connecting with another human being and just feeling that feeling of pure presence.
Just free, like. So, like, do you feel this freedom to like just go to the really controversial places with no fear? And you know, I'm talking about that type of setting. Because after you do some of the exercises we've done in our retreats, it's like you kind of went on a hero's journey together, and then yeah, and you have a lot to empathize with. There's like no more. You don't have to put so much energy into acting anymore. You can just let yourself fully be seen for who you are. That freedom, the weightlessness that comes with that, and the kind of energy throughout your body that comes with that. I highly recommend it. It's one of my highlights of these type of experiences. So my intention is to create a lot of that. And this is Palo Santo. And I could be a cult leader. I could be. Yeah, this is the real deal. I was wondering if we had even as challenging as we want to basically document this as happening, as much as we want to do that I'm really seeing potentially the synergistic collaboration of like a film crew, because think about like when we were in that arguing, we know that wasn't filmed at all, and that might be what really people are interested in, seeing like the realness and the rawness of how to kind of grow from a disagreement, basically, rather than to run from it. You know, the people typically fight, flight, freeze, or facade when uncomfortable situations arise, but I am offering a fifth suggestion called fun comfortable, and it's a really fun option. It's a really fun, liberating option, and I had no problem with Frank Jay and I. Let's put it this way: the biggest problem, I think, maybe the biggest problem I have is thinking that I have any. Potentially, sometimes I consider that. So yeah, maybe that's true for you. The biggest problem is that you think you have one. So wherever you think is a huge problem, or whatever you're putting so much energy to, you just don't want to happen, or whatever it is, that's probably growing and growing because of all that energy you're putting into it. Rather than just glowing with the flow, sometimes things come out maybe in the past, especially a bit unexpected, but if that happens, I have to have faith that it was for an upgrade. So when things happen that are unexpected, have faith that it was for an upgrade. God just gave you an upgrade rather than what your limited thinking thought was best for you. Yeah, so I think that this whole thing is we're really trusting. We're having a lot of trust, and so far it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride in some ways, like some real highs and then some like whoa, like whoa. But I can trust we can upgrade that story and have the rest of the time from here on out to only be woes that are followed by better woes and bigger woes. Because it only gets better. And I would offer that same challenge to y'all, to have faith that it only gets better. And yeah, this process has brought up a lot for me, so I'm really grateful for it.
Yeah, likewise. It brought up a lot for me as well, and I'm just really grateful to be on this journey. And it's like, when she was saying that, I was thinking about this whole process and how it's easy to want to run and like, just like quit and like just get away and come up with some story. But the fear is like going through it and like, what if we do succeed, or what if, it does work out, it's like going towards what inspires us, going towards what's pulling us, but we're actually very scared as well. And it's just continuing the journey and seeing how it unfolds. And we've just had so many synchronistic experiences and interactions with people. So, it's just a reminder that we're on the right path and we're bringing light into the world and we're bringing light into this festival. And I think this is a start to something really magnificent. So we're going to continue to face our fears, that's for sure.
We should share this video blog within the tribe group on Facebook. Not only to make it seem like that's a very important place to be and to want you to get you to want to be there, but also because I want more views on it to make myself feel more significant. Because it's important to feel important. And I know sometimes, like on these new endeavors, a new YouTube channel, the views might be a little lower than I'm used to. And I feel insignificant. I feel actually insecure, not insignificant. I feel insecure about sharing that, but I have learned to embrace the wisdom of insecurity, and that feels good. Okay.
Do you think YouTube is just like out?
Like